At some point, men have to realize the women today are not dating you because they want you. They are dating you because they want the things that you can provide. And if you cannot provide for them, they don't want you. Women are not going on dates because they want the date. They are going on a date because they want to take pictures. They want to record the food. They are doing that because they want to have an image to portray to other women. They're gay. They're gay. A woman who is complaining that you want to take her on a coffee date, she's gay. She wants to be with a woman. I don't care. Because a coffee date is not a standard. How you talk to me is a standard. How you pull out my chair is a standard. How soft you are with me is a standard. The restaurant you choose is not the standard. Because you could be the richest man and you could still disrespect me. You could afford to buy me a yacht, but if you don't talk to me softly, that's my standard. If you don't communicate with me in a way that helps my emotions understand you, that is my standard. I find it weird. I find it weird how all the prostitutes, all the women that sell themselves for material gains because they don't have the internal look, is with the most to say. If a woman is telling you a coffee date is her standard, she's a whore. She's materialistic. She's materialistic. And as soon as you cannot provide her with that lifestyle, she's going to leave you. That is a modern day woman. Modern day women date men because they need things from the man.
That's a fact. And when I said this last night, and I started to mine out and having a conversation with y'all, and I said, listen, bro, if you got to spend a whole lot of money to get her, then she not yours in the first place. Everybody was looking at me like, oh my God, I'm so appalled. I can't believe you said it, Anton. You're not in these streets. You goddamn right I'm not in these streets, and I'm never gonna be in the streets because I have a standard for myself as a man. See, y'all keep saying that y'all the prize, which I do believe that you are the prize as a man. The problem with your argument is that it doesn't stand the test of time or it doesn't actually float. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really make any sense when you actually start to look at how you live your life. If you are willing to do whatever it takes just to try to please a woman instead of trying to vet effectively the people that are supposed to be in your life, then you already lost. And a lot of these women, I do believe that they are gay. I do believe that they are doing stuff for other women and they do not care for the majority of y'all. That's why the standard's lower when she likes you, because she has no standard. She just want to be with you and she love your dirty drawers off. That's just the reality. And if she don't love you the way that you deem necessary for her to be able to play a role in your life, then why you even sitting there trying to compromise with a woman that you don't care about in the first place? If y'all don't care, if it ain't really no standard, if ain't nothing popping, if you don't really trip off of none of this stuff and you ain't really taking them serious, then why you out here tripping off of whatever it is that's happening in the moment and in the industry and what's happening out here in these streets? Why is it even a thing? Why are you negotiating with terrorists? I don't believe in negotiating with terrorists. There are 4.5 billion women on the face of this earth. At least, I don't know if you had to guess, 160 plus million women in the United States of America, maybe 170, maybe 180. What difference does it make when you got hundreds of millions of women inside of the United States of America and you worried about what a chick think or what's happening in the culture? What you're supposed to do is set the standard for what you want. Now, I know I'm speaking to men in particular and I'm going to get to the women. But the fact of the matter is that it really don't even matter what they will and won't accept, because most of the women, especially the one that went viral on this, is probably a chick that y'all ain't calling anyway. So what difference do it make? But we'll sit here and go back and forth and we'll debate with people. And it is funny. It's hilarious to see some of the women that say that they wouldn't accept it, because those are the main ones that probably should be accepting it. But I do believe that most women do things for the satisfaction of other women, which is one of the reasons why you can't get any results. And like I've been saying for all these years, the culture is completely fucked up, completely broken, completely messed up. But y'all sit here and you negotiate with terrorists. Y'all let them take pictures on the date with of the food, and you ain't in it. You let them continue to program you in their phone as food. You continue to try to make them feel good about the decision of whether or not they with you or not. And I always keep asking, why do you care what she think? Do whatever it is that makes sense for you and make the adjustment and get rid of the dead weight and move on to the next one until you actually find somebody that's going in the direction that you're going in. But I will tell you this also. It doesn't matter if you are successfully married. It doesn't matter if you're not successfully married. It doesn't matter. They are not listening to anybody, nobody. Men are not listening to nobody. Women are not listening to nobody. And it doesn't matter because I was going through this woman's comments. I thought that she made perfect sense. And you know what the women were saying? The exact same thing that the men were saying. I'll show you.
We can't even go on coffee dates no more, y'all. As somebody who's been married for 17 years, I feel a little bit qualified to speak on this. I saw the creators post about not accepting coffee dates from gentlemen now. And I love that for her. But let me tell y'all, coffee dates are okay. And I wouldn't even consider it a low effort date because take into consideration if you're dating a guy that has, an abundance of money, he's very financially stable. Maybe to him, just planning a date at Carbone or wherever, that's pretty low effort. He's been there before. It's easy for him to get a reservation. He don't have to do much, and he has the means to make it happen. But maybe the guy that you're talking to, maybe you told him that, I like this new matcha, or, I love lattes, or I love pastries or something like that. And maybe he researched and found a really good coffee shop, on the other side of town. Maybe it's on the water. Maybe it's a whole little vibe.
They don't care.
I think that it's perfectly okay for women to go on a coffee date or a man to plan a coffee date. It doesn't always have to be over the top. I made a video yesterday saying that yesterday was my 17-year wedding anniversary. And my husband and I, we do a lot of things. We go out all the time. We travel a bunch. But yesterday, we had to run some errands for some back-to-school shopping. And we went to a soccer game, which, again, it was different. We had club-level seats. So we were there mostly to enjoy the food and the drinks. But again, it's just oftentimes just about being in the person's presence. It doesn't always have to be this big over the top to do. Facts. And I feel like social media has
it's all a distraction.
Kind of jaded our view on what you're supposed to do as a man or a woman, what you should be accepting. I don't expect any woman to accept mediocrity, but at the same time, I don't want the men to think that if I don't have the money to plan this elaborate date every single time, that I'm not worth dating, because
it's always the decent looking ones, the married ones, the ones that's winning in life, and then they give you advice and the women still don't accept it. And so I've come to the conclusion that people don't want to be successful when it comes to their relationship. People just want to be out here, and then they want to create an environment where they can complain so that they can trauma bond with everybody else, because the women don't want to win, the men don't want to win. They both standing on the side of the aisle looking like this, saying that it's piss in the pool and all of that, and they holding up the wall, and ain't nobody dancing no more. Ain't nobody kicking it. Ain't nobody got no conversation to be had. And everybody is just complaining about what everybody else is doing, and nobody is getting the results. And so you got big backs not taking coffee dates. You got guys that feel like they got a trick in order to get them, and it's all messed up. It's all messed up. If you got something good, hold on to it, because they keep saying ain't nothing out here, and it's just amazing to me how people continue to find themselves in these negative situations. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see what y'all say on this one.